Namaste everyone, and thank you for pressing play. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, and your lovely messages. I feel blessed. Thank you. It's encouraging. And all your feedback. That's been great and amazing as well. This is really odd because you're going to see this video. We did 2 videos. The weekly video, which we did before we're doing this, but this is running before that, so I'm confused. So sorry if I'm confusing you. But time? What an amazing thing. Does it really exist? 2020. Welcome to 2020. We have stepped over the magical portal that goes from 11:59 to 00:00 each 1st of January. And somehow we just stepped through this magical portal in which everything else prior doesn't exist, and we're going on to new things, which is great. So yes, let me talk about 2020 and the numbers. Let's take 2020, let's take the zeros away. We're left with 2 and 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. There's 3 distinctive energies going to roll round. We've just finished a 3-year. Okay. And the 3 is all about the Trinity and integrating that Trinity within yourself. And there's many layers and many levels, and we just go year by year by year, doing your best, don't you? Just doing your best to be the most authentic you that you can be. To deconstruct from who you thought you were, because people told you stuff. And wow, one day you woke up and realized, oh, some of this isn't true. And you've had to deconstruct from a lot of stuff. Everything that exists is here to help us to live the best life that we can live. And this year, it's a 4-year. 4, some keywords. I love keywords. The energy of 4 can be summarized in the little sentence, let's get organized. The sacred Trinity sent vibrations via the spoken word into material form. I have been speaking about the fact that your words are like spells. You create your life with your words. The words coming out your mouth are dependent on what's going on in your mind. What spirit are you listening to? Are you creating heaven on earth for yourself or hell on earth? Are you of the mindset, I am broke, I am ill, I am no good, I am nothing? Or are you of the mindset, I am abundant, I am healthy? You choose. The Trinity, or Godhead, is shown graphically as a triangle, which stands on the line, depicting spirit descending into matter, making the symbol 4. Some see it as an upright man carrying the Godhead. Pythagoras called it right and left. The land to your right as you stand. Or the 4 corners of the earth. 4. You need 4 points of contact on the earth to construct something. 4 is a square, the most stable of all forms. When a man is honest, we say he is square, or he is square with you. The 4 represents uprightness, honesty, and integrity. The 4 is devoted to family, community, church, and country. We speak a little bit about church reformation in the video you'll see on Sunday. This all ties in. It's so marvellous. The square is closed in on all sides. So the four, or in the foyer, you will set up your own limitations or lack of limitations. And sometimes you might feel boxed in by your own construction, the prisons, the four walls you're putting up around yourself. The four is about working hard for the future. We're in Capricorn. Capricorn's about the long-term plan. So right now your planning will be about the long term. Sometimes in a four-year we can tend to work and not play. Or work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We've got to learn to balance the work and the play. The four-year at its high vibration is about honestly achieving material success, you see. Then we have the 40, which is 4 with a 0. I found this outside. It's a very good stable circle, but it's made of nylon or plastic. So if I go to do the 8 thing, of course that'll snap, so it's good in one application. 40. The active God power of the 0, making things manifest on earth, is the story of the 40. In a nutshell, we are creating our heaven on earth with the help and the wealth, spiritual wealth, and foresight of the master architect, because 22 is the master architect. Who's the master architect? Our Father is the master architect. He is the master architect. If you want to build, the way to say this in a theological way, depends on which theology, is if you are allowing God's will in your life, it means you are building your life as God intended you to build it for yourself. And it's about making things manifest on earth, tangible. The creative trinity, which is 3, in the midst of perfection, which is the 1 and 0, it is the Bible, which is 40. Also, we mentioned the Bible in the Sunday video, in the context of the year. 40 is associated with spiritual advancement and completion. Jesus fasted for 40 days. The Great Flood was 40 days and 40 nights. Other 40 words are things like awakening, consecrate, penitent, and victory. Fours is about working with your hands. It's about working with God, listening to the Spirit, acting when you're supposed to act, not acting when you're not supposed to act, and creating physical, tangibly with Spirit. That's the other energy. And then it's 22, which is the master architect. 22 came to be known as the master number for several reasons. It has always been the characteristic number of any circle. And the circle is associated with the monad, or God. Monad means one, not many, one, represented by a circle. The original Hebrew alphabet consists of 22 letters that are the creative basis and attributes of all that has been created. So 22 represents the whole circle of creation. The 22 is a below number. 11 is an above number. 22 is a below number. How do you get from 11 to 22? Well, you add 11 to 11. It takes you from 11 to 22. 11 is 1 and 1. In the context of the global, it's about duality. When in the 11 year, there's a lot of duality. So in the 22 year, it's duality on steroids. We can remember not last year, the year before, was an 11 year. There was a lot of duality, a lot of polarization. This year we will see a lot of polarization, a lot, okay? It's about us creating that oneness within that great polarization. It's a below number, for it makes manifest on the material plane. It is also known as the master architect, because it is capable of building the great roads, waterways, and buildings of the world. The 22 knows how to unite and inspire great ideas, and then create the physical manifestation thereof. The energy of the vibration of 22 is very high. In children, that we see children who are perceived as being hyperactive or having attention deficit problems, this is going to feel like the overall energy, this hyperactive energy. So you can see already you're going to have to help yourself and balance your mind, your body, and your spirit. There is going to be this very hyperactive energy. 22s like to erect things, like erector sets and build Lego. We're going to see many great things being built. Well, firstly, we're going to see many great things being torn down and reformed. And then we're going to see many great things rebuilt. The positive aspects of 22. A doer, a hard and tireless worker, a master of accomplishment, a very capable leader, an acute sense of touch, dynamic, great achievements, the master architect, organized and practical. The negative energy of 22, aimless, fanatic, inferiority complex, frustration, indifference, nervous tension, big talking with no action, doing service but with ill will. And then there's the destructive energy of 22, black magic. Crooked, evil, ganging up on others, and a sense of being on the edge. Every year I talk about keywords, and we just chat with the Magdalene Center people. Last year it was discipline and surrender will keep you in the flow. 3 words. We're on the 4th, we're on a 4-year, 22, 4, 14. It's a year to grow hugely, to create tangibly your heaven on earth. But part of that means you're going to have to learn to be in the world but not part of the world. To transcend all of those limitations. The master architect has no limits in what the master architect can create. No great idea came from anyone other than our Father. Today I was walking back from the shop and it was sunny today. It was very beautiful and it was clear of clouds, which is quite unusual for here, for this time of the year. And the moon was out in the middle of the day. And an aeroplane was flying in the sky. Obviously the moon is way past where the aeroplane is. But just the perspective, it looked like the aeroplane was flying to traverse or fly in front of the moon. And I looked at this and I thought, what marvelousness is this? That we can create human beings, we can create all of these things. I know full well no idea was given to any man or any woman save from God. Yes, and then those great ideas were often taken by the deceiver and turned into evilness. What amazing world we live in. And we think we are creating all of this. No, our Father's there. He is the master architect. But you get to build with him. Hearing. And to create your tangible heaven on earth. Tangibly. We all talk about these spiritual things and yeah, sometimes people are literally hungry and they need a piece of bread. We need to be able to help them too. So the key words for this year are desire, determination, dedication, and discipline. They all start with a D. D is the 4th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Daleth. Daleth is the doorway or the cosmic womb. It's time to plant the seeds into the cosmic womb to build with the master architect. If you don't know who you are, what are you building? If you do know who you are, you know really where you want to focus. We still have a period of time until the 3rd of the 3rd to do the final integration of the Trinity, because technically the year only starts in March. So we're releasing, we're letting stuff go, we're making space, we're making plans. To build anything, you go down first. Yes? Before you go down, you need to know what you're building, how you're building it, how big it's going to be. It's about the long-term plan, you see. It's a long-term plan. It's okay to be steady. It's okay to take your time. But it's not okay to not start moving. 2020 is hit the road running. Otherwise, you might find the pavement rise to meet your face. When I was young, I used to play softball. For those that don't know, softball is very similar to baseball, except the ball's a bit bigger, the pitching style is slightly different. However, you can still get pretty injured. And my dad said to me, he gave me some advice when I first started playing. I was very young when I first started playing. I played it for many years, all through my teenage years. And my dad gave me some advice when I first started playing, and he said, start moving the minute the pitcher starts to pitch. So the minute that pitcher starts to pitch that ball, start moving. Because it is easier to get somewhere quickly if you're already moving than have to then start moving once you're trying to chase the ball down the field. If you're already moving, you've got more chance of snatching that ball out of the sky. Hit the road running. Your determination, well, firstly your desire. Let's talk about desire. What is it that you desire? What is your heaven on earth? What does it look like? But remember, is that heaven on earth built upon your true self or your wounded self? Determination. Do you have the determination? Do you have the dedication? And do you have the discipline? I looked at those words and I thought, wow, for me personally, it boils down to desire. Because if I had the desire, I could employ determination, dedication, and discipline to achieve it. So what is it that you desire? The first commandment says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and your body and your mind and your will and your spirit. I added a few words just plain back. That's my desire. What do you desire? Our Father is happy for you to have it. But He's not running a charity here. You are a child of God. Everything is possible for you. Wakey, wakey. You're going to have to actually join the family business, guys. We don't need a whole world full of carpenters. We don't need a whole world full of doctors. We don't need a whole world full of actors. We don't need a whole world full of cleaners. We need bits of everything. So what is it that you desire? Because if you desire it enough, those other three things are going to be really easy for you. So I'm going to leave that with you. What do you desire in 2020? It is going to be a most wonderfully transformative year. We have so much going to be happening. We're going to look out at a world in 6 months' time and go, is this happening? A lot of people are going to be afraid. A lot of things are going to change. Old structures are just going to like seemingly collapse before your very eyes. Church, family, values, community. That's the four. We'll all be addressing that and looking at that. But now some people will take it to the negative and start getting fanatical and crazy. Remember, the Spirit of truth, the Spirit of Christ, that's the meek voice, the quiet voice, the calm voice, the smart voice. The deceiver spirit, it's loud, it's angry, it's adversarial, it's divisive, it's the Jezebel, narcissistic spirit. We're going to see that huge polar extremes this year, because this is our collective lessons. In the video you will see on Sunday, we talk a little bit about that, so please stay tuned for that. It's going to be wonderful. Everything is possible. I hope you'll stay with us and enjoy our videos through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for joining us. Namaste. And have a brilliant year. Be blessed. Peace be with you.